Hey guys, what's going on? You're watching the Bitter Jury podcast. We're here tonight to talk about the newest HOH in the Big Brother 20 house, as well as their nominations. You're here tonight with Kelly.
And I'm Jacob.
And I'm Shaun, again.
We have Shaun back. That's exciting.
Yay! And hopefully Kelly will be joining us too. Fingers crossed. If not, that's okay. Tonight's episode is going to be pretty great, right, Jacob?
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about tonight's episode. We got we got to know a lot more about the people in the house. I feel like we got more of an idea of who's going to be a mess this season, who's got things kind of under control, and there was some definite surprises, I think. Was there any particular person, I guess we'll start out this way, was there any particular person, without going too much into specifics, that surprised you one way or another?
Yeah, definitely.
Shaun,
I would say the most surprising house guest that we have in there is Kaitlyn. Because I had some predictions about her and her method of social game, and it has surprised me the direction that it has been going.
Yeah.
So what were you expecting?
Well, in the beginning, I remember in the interviews, she had mentioned that she was going to tell the other house guests what it is that she did, and she's a life coach. And I had predicted that that would not go well. Like, that might be a little too weird and kind of a stranger from the group. But oddly enough, people are enjoying the experience of her presence, and it's
so weird.
It's weird.
Yeah. Again, shout out to the editors doing a fantastic job of totally making fun of her.
It's wonderful.
I love that. The third eye animation. I was crying, laughing so hard. Oh man.
Oh man.
Anybody surprising you, Kelly?
I guess I would say that like Tyler's really, even though like I was kind of already expecting to see Tyler kind of perform better than how a typical surfer dude would, like seems to be really in tune with not only like paying attention with what's going on in the house, like recognizing who is in an alliance like this early in the game, but also he's in tune with like how to game the competitions, because like we had the HOH competition, and rather than, it came down to Bayleigh, himself, and JC. Those were the final three. And rather than like get JC out and have it be between him and Bayleigh, like Tyler's like, you know what, I'm gonna start to go after Bayleigh because JC I can get out at any time, but once it's against, like, he recognized that it would be who could go the fastest if JC got out versus keeping JC. Then he was able to use that to his advantage and have that one extra ball up on Bayleigh and win the HOH, which was amazing.
Yeah, he really bossed that competition. The way that he sort of thinks his way through the game so far, we've only seen 2 episodes, has been really impressive to watch. I think he is somebody definitely to look out for. I'd say somebody that's really surprised me in not so good a way would be Sam. I'm very, very disappointed in Sam. I had really high hopes for her going.
What were you expecting from her? Because I'm kind of like seeing what I expected. She's wonderful, but I didn't expect a mastermind.
No, she's wonderful, but the way that she talked to Ika in her interview specifically made me think that she knew how to navigate her surroundings socially. And so far, we've seen one note from her, and that's tears. So far.
Well, that's because she's been given like the crappy end of the stick. Like,
but
I would
definitely, girl. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead, Shaun.
I don't know. I see where you're going, Jacob. I'm totally on your side with this one. A little disappointed with Sam because she is my Donnie 2.0.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hope that she figures it out.
Yeah.
Because you can turn that around. I think being a robot could be hilarious. You know,
it could be funny, but
you could work with that.
being a robot in this house, yes, you're given access to being a human again, but this is like the first 2 weeks of the game, and that's where the really like major connections are created, is in this first 2 weeks. And Sam has been given this huge disadvantage. It really makes me think of Survivor because they have this Exile Island, and in the first week, someone that's sent to Exile Island, they have to make up so much extra time and energy because they don't have those foundational connections. And by Sam being forced to be a robot for the first 2 weeks, for every so often, like that just totally screws over her social game. I really don't think that anyone would do well in this situation. I think it's a crap punishment and it should not have been introduced this early in the game.
Make me a robot and I'll make it look amazing.
Yeah.
There you go, Jake. See, that's what I'm talking about. I totally agree. I just think she's not used to it. It's not a role she's used to.
Yeah, like I think honestly, like if she played it right, she could have been like, "Hey guys, don't put me up on the block because I'm a freaking robot. Like, just like give me a second to be a human being in this house, and then you can put me up on the block." But instead,
that's kind of what she did though when she was talking to Tyler, who won the HOH. She was like, "Look, like I don't have anyone in this game.
Yeah.
When I come back as a human." Like, everyone ganged up on me during the HOH competition. Like, I'm totally by myself. So she didn't say those exact words that don't put me up on the block because I'm already a robot. Like, it's bad enough. But she did still say those, like, she gave those sentiments.
But for me, it was sort of like she was just making sympathetic noises. Like, she was saying, like, you know, nobody's on my side. I'm all alone, and like,
I would agree with that.
I'm this boss woman outside of the house, but when I'm given this disadvantage, I can't do these things. And it almost worked on Tyler, so I'll give her that. But I think like, and I'm all I'm saying is I want to see more from her. I hope that she's not evicted as a robot because I want to see that my initial read was right, but I feel like she's mishandled the robot situation.
I think. Go ahead, Shaun.
I agree with Jacob on that one. Just first off, Sam is like definitely my favorite player in this game by far, and I want her to go far. I want her to make it as far as she can. Like, definitely past the first 2 weeks of the game. And I just want to point this out because it's like totally perfect for her being this robot role. She's a mechanic. She's a mechanic, dude. Like, why can't I don't know. Didn't they like kind of do that whole meeting and say this is who I am outside of the game and this is what I thought she had mentioned like I'm a fucking mechanic, you know? And so I just feel like she's just overwhelmed and she's forgetting her skills.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like and like I feel like just having her voice too would put her at an advantage because her voice is so darn cute that if she's like disembodied and just gets to talk, and I would have the robot follow me around because it's a cute voice followed by like this really weird punishment, which is hilarious. But I mean, I just want to see more from her. Is all I'm saying.
I would have it. Sorry, I would have the other house guests like do some fun stuff with me as a robot. I'd be like, put some stuff in my hands. Like, let me help you clean. Like, do you need me to hold your toilet paper while you're in the bathroom? Technically, I'm not peeking because I'm not here.
But there is a camera on the front, though.
I know, right? I will say that out of everyone who could have received this punishment the first week, I think that Sam is the only one who has the ability to be able to come back and potentially still create the foundational social connections that I was talking about earlier, because like she doesn't really seem very threatening.
Right.
And so it's kind of like what you guys have been touching on, like how she has the ability to like draw these connections. I don't think that other people would be able to do as well in her position, but it's still 100% a crap punishment. Like, I absolutely hate it.
I actually think that Steve would have benefited from this punishment. Like, because,
really?
every
Good.
single
No.
every single negative thing that has been said about Steve in the episode so far has been how he's been looking at people. So if he's not able
right.
to look at people and just talk and not look like such a freaking cop when you're pretending to be
Oh my god.
that's
He
hilarious.
looks like the definition of a cop, definition of an undercover cop, wearing the beanie just like Derek did, wearing the sunglasses inside,
Yeah.
bent over, like, how could you be more cop right now?
Yeah.
As Chandler Bing would say.
Yeah, no, he could. He could easily, start planting evidence on people when they're sleeping. He's like, oh, look at this. Look what fucking JC's got in his drawer over here.
He's got a minion.
He's got a minion over here. It's weird. Freaking out. Yeah. Steve's got the bullet stare, I think is what they told. But yeah, I could see him benefiting from the reverse of the punishments, but like, and I'm glad you guys, since we're segueing over to Steve, like, okay, so what's he bringing to the table?
He's bringing crap to the table. Like, I don't see it. He hasn't really aligned with anyone right now. He kind of, like, it doesn't.
This episode.
Kelly's
Kelly!
here!
Oh my god, it's Kelly! Look at that!
Everybody celebrate.
I'm so sorry. I didn't see your. I assumed you guys had done it earlier. I thought you were going to be doing it before, and then I watched the episode and was kind of sad that I missed it and got on a work call, and here you are, and here I am.
Yay!
So, just so you know, your video's not on, but that's okay because we have your lovely voice.
I was going to say, we still got that sweet, sweet voice.
Hold up now. Hold up.
Yeah. While you figure that out, I just wanted to say when it comes to Steve, like, he's really not. It's your face! It's wonderful, Kelly. Oh my goodness.
Kelly.
I miss you so much. Okay, so Steve, I lost my train of thought because I saw my best friend and my name's Okay.
I love all of you.
So, like, Steve, he really doesn't seem to be bringing too much to the table. Like, I don't see how he's, like, trying to connect with other people, and the people that he's trying to connect with, like, it's not working, which is why I'm not concerned that Sam and Steve are the final two on the block at the end of the week. I 100% think that Steve is going to be going home over Sam, even when she is.
I'm quitting the season.
If Steve goes home this week?
No, if Sam goes home. Steve can go home. He can go right to hell.
I feel like this is so perfect. Like, Kelly came on just as we were talking about Steve. I want to hear. Let's hear, because we didn't talk about Steve. Kelly, what's your perception of Steve so far?
I mean, he came in pretty much saying he was going to be the new Derek, but Derek never even said he was going to be Derek. Derek just did what he did.
Yeah.
And Steve comes, he's like, yeah, I'm just going to, I'm going to use my skills and my powers of perception. People coming in saying that, that's not how it's going to go. Ever.
He's got, like, so he reminds me of Kevin from last season, except for we didn't have any expectations of Kevin, and Kevin didn't have any expectations of himself. So I feel like Steve can just go, and we'd all be fine with that. I don't think that we'd be spoiling anything by saying that I think Steve would be the last pick in tonight's draft.
Whoever gets for the fourth group.
Yeah.
For that one, whoever ends up being the last draft. I'm sorry, you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be Who
knows? No, I can't even say who knows. He might surprise us because I really don't think that he's going to.
No. Steve's gonna be my dark horse, isn't he? Because everyone's really fucking hating this guy.
I don't hate him. I just don't think that he's gonna do very well.
I'm sorry. I don't mean hate. Just not a lot of hope for Steve.
No, there's not.
Aren't you a little worried about Sam though? Because usually, if somebody starts blubbering like before the nomination, she could go to pieces enough that they do like a mercy eviction.
Right. No, I'm not. I think that she has the persona to pull it off.
She's gonna have to switch to another gear quick.
Yeah,
it's funny because she's a mechanic.
You know what's funny is it's great. It's funny, Kelly, that you said that because I was just saying that. I think I said that exact phrase because like we've only seen crying from her so far, which is not a good thing to show in the Big Brother house. Like,
I have such a crush on her. I want her to be.
I know.
Yeah, I feel like most of us have a crush on her. I've heard that when you start crying like that, like you lose your erection. It's a natural occurrence.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to assume so.
yeah. I think I can attest to that.
Kelly, even Kelly, I think you can lose your lady boner.
That's
Because
true.
you're crying. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Thank you for letting me know that I can lose that, Shaun. I appreciate that.
Let me mansplain.
And you want to explain anything else to me about what I can lose?
I think that I want to be a woman, and you could lose me. You could lose me. Anyways, sorry. Go back.
Okay, we've gone off the rails officially.
Let's go back.
Have you guys talked about anyone else that I missed?
Oh,
we touched on Tyler a little bit. We talked about Sam a lot.
Let me ask the question to Kelly because he wasn't here. Is there anybody that has surprised you so far through 2 episodes, either good or bad?
I forget. Are we okay swearing on this podcast?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fuck Winston.
Yeah.
I've never changed my opinion so much about somebody from the interviews. Fuck that.
I know, right?
He's such a dick.
I'm really, really hoping that, because the feeds are on right now, I'm really hoping that just this kind of bro persona that he's really pushing forward, I feel like it's something that production is pushing, because the person that says, oh, we have everything, we have the brawn, we have the bod, and we have the babes, or the bikinis, or whatever whatever it was that he said, like that really rubbed me the wrong way. That combined with the Second Amendment and him broing out with Winston or broing out with Brett, like
Brett's exactly who we thought he was.
Yeah.
I guess he hasn't watched the show much because he's falling right into the trap that every other stacked guy has ever fallen into on this show.
The bromance is strong. It's so hard to separate the bromance dudes. It's crazy.
I was really hoping that spoiler was fake, that Brett and Winston had broed out together. I was like, oh, let's hope that they're not doing that. Let's hope that they're not talking game while they're showering right next to each other in the separate stalls, but I would definitely believe that's happened at this point, because it's just so disappointing.
For sure.
Did you guys notice that the house, it does really seem like the house is split, and of course all the pretty people got together for one side.
Winston's group
every time.
Yeah, every season.
Is Brett in the Winston group?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally missed that because I think there's so many shiny people together that I just fucking glazed over that part of it.
So we have.
Is it just me, or is it almost every season that we have a surfer guy? He wins the first HOH, it feels like. It's happened at least a few times.
No, David didn't win the first HOH. And neither did, I feel like Jace would fall under, from BB16, would fall under the surfer person.
Yeah.
He didn't win. But I know what you mean. You have people that.
I'm making memories that aren't there.
That's okay.
Oh, I like that movie with Robin Wilson.
With you.
So shoot, where were we?
So we were kind of talking about the 2 alliances. We should really talk about this, because I thought that it was kind of interesting how Tyler really picked up on the fact that Swaggy C's alliance, who consists of Bayleigh and Kaitlyn and Angie, Rockstar, and there's one other person.
Swaggy C would be the head of the losers. So.
I know, right?
By the way, I've been pretty right about him so far. He had an initial bad impact, and he's kind of got some game.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I think the same thing too. I think Swaggy C, right? He's doing some pretty good management, with the members of the house.
I would say that's true for everyone except for Tyler, who sees straight through it, which was really nice.
Yeah.
That is very perspective.
He really, he noticed as soon as Swaggy C came in, he was like, "Oh, I see what's going on. You have you sent your minions in first, and then you come in. Obviously, you guys are all working together. I know what's up."
Yeah.
Man, that just makes me like Tyler more.
Yeah. I feel like Swaggy, like, and I touched on this a little bit last night, but I feel like Swaggy is trying to really play the Paul game, which doesn't surprise me because he said Paul was his favorite player.
Oh.
It'll be interesting to see how it works for him because I feel like you can't do that right on the heels of BB19 very effectively.
Yeah.
But like, because Paul is such a pariah in the BB community, like, I mean, I loved him, but like, people hate him.
Oh my God! By the way, this
Okay.
is our first episode in like 82 or 83 episodes where we haven't had Paul on.
Oh wow.
Our big brother. Isn't that insane?
That's amazing. And by the way, I just have to say I'm so happy that so far no returnees have come into the house. I'm so happy about that. And I just think it's really important to let there let new legends happen. And we can't allow that if we keep allowing. Oh my goodness! If we keep allowing returnees into the house, I just noticed that I was like sliding lower and lower into the frame.
Just the gravity of what you're talking about is pushing you
very
down.
important.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, we can't keep having returnees because it lessens the impact that new house guys can have on the game. Because when we talk about BB19, all we talk about is Paul, and BB18, Nicole is the story. And yeah, it's just nice to have 16 new people who haven't played the game.
Damn time.
Yeah, and I will throw something if we
don't jinx it, guys. Seriously, because I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Before you go off Tyler, though, I gotta say, like, if he wanted to play the dumb guy, he's not doing a very good job. He's letting that mask slip. He's a lot smarter than he lets on.
Where do you think he's letting it slip?
He just keeps kind of. I mean, I think he's keeping his act up pretty well with everyone else, but he's strategizing with people.
Right.
He's playing emotional too. Like, I think he really is kind of getting pushed around by the. I think he's excited to be in with the popular kids, a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he, at least in the diary room, like, it's clear that he's not this like aw shucks surfer guy. Like, he's got a brand.
Yeah,
I appreciate that so much.
He super does. And since we're moving over to the diary room, what was people's favorite moment? Because I know that mine was Scottie.
Oh my God, that was so great to come over. Oh,
yeah, Scottie is just the best, like, ray of sunshine in this whole thing.
I wish we could comment more on him right now.
Yeah.
That was like the only shot we got of him.
No. We also had the shot where he, like, everyone realized when he came into the house that he hasn't had his first kiss.
Oh yeah, and
that was from last episode though.
Upstairs.
Yeah. Running around the house and like trying to
around the house.
And I feel like that's
gazelle.
I feel like that unfortunately is going to become a storyline. I feel like some of the girls are going to try to exploit that and get information out of him. I don't think he's going to let it happen though, because he's made that pretty clear. Yeah. But I feel like some of the girls are going to try to like get into this fake romance with
Rachel's going to make him a project.
Right.
Yeah, she's
trying to take his
virginity. Man, she's so strong.
Like
Josh, she's just like very strong-willed.
Yeah.
Strong-headed. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this season looks to be really, really solid so far. I'm excited.
Seems balanced.
Yeah,
this dynamics kicking in.
Yeah,
I've heard
Kaycee.
based off of the past 37 minutes of feeds being up, I've heard that like the house actually is split. It's not just production.
Really?
Like, yeah, I've heard that you do have these like two strong alliances. So I'm really excited to see how that's going to play out. I'm hoping that it's going to be something kind of similar to BB6 again, where you see the power shift every week with eventually the person that I want to win. Like, that would be nice, rather than having someone from the Friendship Alliance win.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, it'll be classic Big Brother if we see two strong sides from the beginning, with of course some like a snake here and there, just kind of weaseling their way back and forth. I don't know who that would be just yet. I'm hoping it's Scottie. But
I hope it's not him. I don't want him to do that. I want it to be someone, just because, like, typically it would be that person, like that archetype. So I want to see it be someone else. Maybe have it be like Rachel or Haleigh. Maybe Haleigh can pull that off.
Yeah. Any like that's somebody that I forget about in this cast. What are you guys' impressions of Haleigh to start? Like I'm
stressing me out, man.
Stressing you out?
Haleigh?
I mean, she was smart. She was smart enough to reel back what she said. She wasn't smart enough to not shout through the walls.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. God, all these girls are idiots.
Yeah. But her whole namaste thing, like, I don't know. It's partly
That's Kaitlyn.
That's Kaitlyn.
Haleigh is the college student.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Kaitlyn is an idiot too, though, for shouting through the walls.
An idiot.
Yeah. That was ridiculous.
Haley's all right. She's the one that's kind of bonding with Swaggy, right?
She's the one that's bonding with Faysal.
That's Bayleigh.
But like, you're right. They both
dirty blonde girls that I don't.
Well, that it doesn't help that their last part of their name is Leigh. Right. Bayleigh and then Haleigh
and Kaycee.
All right,
too many Lees in here. Yeah. No, you're right. I was just surprised that you guys even like had recognition for Haleigh because I don't even know. Like, I don't know what she does.
She's a college student that's going to be awesome in the game because she studied psychology.
Yeah.
All I have in my notes of her is blim blam. Like literally, this is blim blam. I don't like. She wasn't interested. She's still not interesting. Like,
right.
I feel bad. Sorry, Haleigh.
No, she's definitely your basic white girl.
So
oh god, she's white. Fuck.
yeah, Haleigh. Wait,
Bayleigh.
Haleigh, right?
No, I'm totally screwed.
Oh, you're talking about Haleigh or Bayleigh? That's the problem with this cast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which one's the pole vaulter?
That's Angela.
Okay.
Angela. Yeah.
I got them all now.
Angela just continues to disappoint me. I was so excited about her preseason.
Every time she opens her mouth, I just cringe because it's
it's worst gameplay. The worst gameplay. First. On the first night, you shout out about your hometown. Then you shout out to, or you tell Swaggy C that, hey, I'm not going to save you. Then what did she even do tonight? Oh, she she visually and obviously teamed up with Winston during the HOH comp, and they didn't go after the threats. They first went after the easy people, which was stupid. In an HOH comp when there's only half the house competing. This girl, like, sure, you're a great athlete, but if you continue to make stupid social mistakes, then what's the point of being a good athlete?
Right. Okay, so now that we've talked about her, let's move over to Bayleigh, who I think has a little bit, who's had a little bit more of an impact on this game so far.
Yeah,
what are you guys' thoughts on Bayleigh?
Bayleigh. So originally, I didn't think she was very interesting. Now, I think she's a very strong-headed player. Where I don't know, there's almost this theme with her character, because she had that moment with Swaggy C where she kind of gave him some heads up, which I'm not really sure if he really needed that or not. Where she was like, "Did he need that?" Okay,
yeah, he just didn't take it, but he needed it.
Okay.
Right. I felt like it was justified.
Okay, good. Well, you guys feel it's justified. I feel like she's just a really strong player. Yeah. So, I feel like maybe she might want to reel that back a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the thing that stuck out to me, I echo everything that you've said, but the thing that stuck out to me, maybe it's because I'm a poker player, but nothing that she said, you can so tell when she's lying. When she was saying to what's his face, HOH guy,
Tyler,
I love you. Her eyes were dead. She didn't mean it. She was just saying words. And if anybody's at all perceptive, they're gonna pick up on that. And
which Tyler is.
Yeah.
That Tyler's super perceptive.
So that's the one thing that worries me about her, is that she's not very convincing when she lies. And she even mentioned that in her interviews with Ika, she's like, I really don't know how to handle myself in social situations. So it'll be interesting to see what she does going forward.
Yeah, I think like the most frustrating part for me to watch for her, that probably wasn't accurate grammar, but whatever.
Yeah,
like during the HOH, she was getting pissed off at Tyler, which that was kind of a big mistake because she wasn't thinking about the competition. She was thinking like, hey, you and I are partners still when it's still a single competition. And so she should have like been thinking about basically what Tyler was thinking about, that if we get JC out, then I'm going to have to compete against Tyler by myself. So the moment that she decided to get JC out, that's what lost her the HOH.
Yeah, and I will say, and I will give her credit for doing a pretty good job of covering that up later on when she was talking to Tyler. Like, she's like, I didn't really mean it. And like, again, Tyler's very perceptive, but it's very easy to kind of sweep that under the rug of forgetting where you're at. Like your adrenaline is pumping for the first time in the Big Brother house, and you're just kind of like, I'm just super competitive. I would buy that, like in the first competition, and sort of be like, okay, water under the bridge. And it seems like Tyler took that approach.
No, because Tyler said that if one of them comes off the block, he wants to put Bayleigh up.
Well, that's the other thing about her is that the HOH room and freaking flap their gums. Like, I don't know why everybody thought it was safe to go to his room and assume he's not already in an alliance. Go up there just like talking openly about who they want out. I mean, it's too late.
Yeah.
After the first HOH competition, you have to assume people are aligning themselves.
Right.
And Bayleigh put a big target on her back by kind of openly confessing who she wants to partner with.
So I want to start a petition to boot Steve out of the house and insert Kelly. That's
what I'm talking about.
I want to take Steve out of the house, and I want Kelly to be in the house because I feel
you can get work on, right?
No, I mean, I can fall off a balance beam just as well as he can. I can flop sweat just as well as.
Now, would you lie about what you do, Kelly? If you were to go into the Big Brother house, do you think your profession would make you a target? I didn't know what you did until like 20 minutes ago when I asked Kelly. Do you think
I'm a psychologist and I work in a prison?
Okay. So what would you say that you did if you were to go into the Big Brother house?
I don't know. I'd say something that I've actually done. Like, I was a sandwich artist for a while.
There you go.
You would say that you were a sandwich artist?
Hell yeah. No.
Oh man.
He knows the lingo though. He knows
you are too smart and too perceptive.
I think I'd say I teach it at junior college.
For 99 days.
I'd say that I teach it at junior college.
There you go.
And you would have
junior college. It's fun.
You have to say that you're an ethics professor.
That's right. Definitely.
Channel Cheaty for that from The Good Place.
I would tell everybody I'm an undercover cop. Everyone would laugh, and I'd be like, haha, okay, well, let's have dinner.
Yep.
Oh man, I think that would be amazing if someone actually came in and said that.
Yeah.
People would be like, "There's no way they're actually an undercover cop. How stupid would you be to come and say that?"
Right. Yep.
And then if they actually were, that would be even more funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything else that we want to talk about, or should we move on to the draft?
I think Kaycee is not a good fit for that Cool Kids Alliance.
Right.
She's going to be the easy one to pick off when they need to get rid of somebody. She's going to be a pawn all the time. She's going to get sick of it, sick of the drama. She's low tolerance for drama, I think.
Right.
I think she kind of got cornered in what do you say but yes, but I can see her being a double agent.
Yeah, you never say no. You never say no in the Big Brother house, and she's sort of trapped in that corner where she's like, "Yeah, okay, cool." Like, and I feel like she might play a little bit of an Andy role. I think you're right, where she can kind of go in between both sides and sort of say what she wants, because she seems like a very nice person too. Like, very chill and very non-confrontational.
I think Winston and Brett, though, are just narcissistic enough to think that nobody's going to target them.
Really?
Like they're just. I don't think either of them have much self-awareness. Maybe they
Winston
will.
and Brett.
Yeah, Winston and Brett.
Yeah.
They're going to try and muscle their way through the house, just like
Right.
every muscle-bound guy comes in and does, and
Right.
it works.
Yeah, I'm really. Oh, we haven't talked at all about JC. Let's talk about JC really quickly. What are you guys' thoughts about JC, the dancer from Miami who is best friends with Jose from?
Yeah, he's from West Hollywood. I mean, like he might have been
Florida.
born. Yeah, I thought that he would like he's living in California, West Hollywood.
Oh, I thought he was living in Hollywood, Florida.
Is there a Hollywood, Florida?
I thought Florida too. So
maybe I didn't realize that there was a Hollywood in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man, I feel like an idiot right now.
Well, it's totally cool. But yeah,
Well-
he's like best friends with Jose from BB18. Is it 18?
And the challenge.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Him and Jose are
They
buddies.
seem like they would be best friends.
I'm
Straight up.
just waiting for him to say that he's the Messiah or whatever, and or he's the second
Yeah,
coming.
he'll probably go with something else. Like he's Mary Magdalene or something
There you
like that.
There you go.
Oh man,
but
I
yeah,
actually
what are you
think that
thinking?
as long as he closes his mouth, he's gonna do pretty well because during that HOH comp, no one went for him for the longest time. So he kind of was like falling under the radar.
It's funny
And
because he's short.
I know. But I genuinely think if he can keep his mouth shut, he'll be good. But do we really think that
around
JC's
the time
gonna
jury
keep his
kicks
mouth
in,
shut?
somebody would be in the HOH room and they'll say like, you know who we haven't been taking seriously? JC, that dude's a comp beast.
Mhm.
Okay, and then all of a sudden he'll have a target on his back.
Yeah, he reminds me also, and I think I said this in our cast assessment, but he reminds me of Kevin Martin Shellman's partner, William.
William?
In that even if he does open his mouth, people will just kind of give him credit for things or not give him credit for things just because he has a strong accent.
Yeah, because Will had a really strong French accent.
Oh,
Yeah.
I will say that. Oh,
Go ahead, Shaun. No, you go.
We're still
I don't
talking
want to
about.
talk.
Yeah, you do. We're talking about JC, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say one thing is that I had a prediction between him and Sam. They were gonna have a thing in the beginning there, but
Sam?
yeah, Sam totally thought he was adorable. It was just
You were right about that.
I
Yeah.
was
It
right
was
about
hilarious.
So
how great
crazy.
he was.
I freaking couldn't believe. And the other thing too, just to help us out here, so JC, he's from Spain, Miami, Florida, but he lives in California.
Ha! There we go.
Oh,
So we're both right.
there you
Yep.
go.
There you
I'm
go.
not
But
crazy.
no one could have predicted he's from Spain. I mean,
Yeah.
that accent.
I would have thought
I
Cuba.
thought France.
I thought Cuba.
I thought like Little Mexico.
Oh man.
I assumed he was Cuban because he lived in Florida, and
Mhm.
that seems to be the shortest distance. So, yeah,
Oh man, guys, we need to stop with all these short puns.
yeah.
Sorry. Oh shit, were they short putts? God, you guys
Well,
stop.
I mean, Jacob said it was the shortest distance. And
I-
Shaun, you said Little Mexico.
Oh my gosh.
No
That
pun
that is
intended.
the subconscious layer of thought. It's not even.
Oh
God, I'm a closet xenophobe. Oh my God.
No.
Oh
goodness.
man.
I've
Okay.
been thinking about it though for JC because like he does have for an endurance competition, like the wall hanging competition, which we all know is going to happen. I was thinking about if he's going to end up doing well on that kind of comp, and I
For
don't
sure.
think that he is because although he is shorter, he still has a lot of muscle mass that's going to pull him down. So
Right.
I think it's gonna I don't think that he'll end up winning a comp
JC
like that.
JC's
Yeah.
he's like an alligator. He's just like so full of like muscle mass. Like
Yeah.
the guy will snap, and I think you're right. Like just like an alligator's jaw. Once it's closed, you got to be careful. And
What?
I'm just saying, JC is just a little. He's a little. I'm just saying, I admire JC for who he is, and you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
Is this a good point to move to the draft?
Yeah, let's go to the draft, guys. Oh my goodness.
I don't think that there's anything else that we want to touch on.
I love you, JC.
So, we're going to be doing our draft a little differently this year. We're going to be having it in groups of 4 because there's 4 of us and there's 16 house guests. I have 4 cards.
Yay.
Each of us have a different suit. So, I am going to be hearts. Jacob is spades. Shaun is clubs, and Kelly, your diamonds. So I'm going to be mixing these up at random, and so potentially the same person could go first 4 times in a row. It just depends on how I mix them up. Okay? Or they could be or someone could be last 4 times, or it could be all a different combination. But I'll draw a card, and that person will get to do their first pick.
Cool.
And then we'll do the next person and over until we have no one left.
And of course, you are not going to cheat. Right?
I am not. I'll shuffle them like this. I don't know. I can't see. Okay, so our first pick is
Kelly.
Oh man. Okay. Am I locked into the list that I created last night?
No.
You are not.
Okay. All right. I am gonna go with. I'm taking Scottie right out the gate.
Damn.
Yep.
Is that with a Y or an IE? I guess it doesn't matter.
I think.
Scottie is
IE.
Why do you choose Scottie?
Because he makes me chuckle. I think. I mean, we've seen what it looks like when the nerdy non-comp beast wins the game, and I think he's got that skill set. Yeah. And I think we're in a house with a bunch of physically gifted people that are going to cancel each other out, and social game's going to be more prominent this year. He's got self-awareness and a little bit of humility. I think people are going to underestimate him until it's the late game, and that's when he's really going to turn on the afterburners. So he'll do well in mental comps, just enough to win a couple. I think he's forced to be reckoned with. Or he'll be out next week.
One of the 2.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, our next person is me. Yay! I choose Tyler.
Okay.
Good call.
I think he's going to freaking kill it in this game, assuming that he can keep his intelligence on the DL.
All right.
He's very, very perceptive, and he can play off the dumb surfer jaw really well. Okay, next person is Jacob.
All right. I am going to choose Bayleigh.
Bayleigh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
She is super, super strong socially. She is. I'm not really worried. She's in a strong alliance. I'm not worried about her having to go up as a replacement. I don't think either of the 2 noms are gonna win veto. And I feel like she can fly under the radar for quite a while because she's been able to diffuse tension twice very successfully.
Okay, awesome. And Shaun, you're next.
Well, since everyone took their characters, I'm going to go with Kaitlyn because she surprised me. Like, I didn't think that her social game was going to work the way that she decided to announce that she was the life coach, but apparently it can be okay. So I feel like she might have some more surprises. So I'm going to go with her.
Awesome. Okay. Our next person is Jacob.
All right. I'm going to surprise myself here.
Okay.
I'm going to say if you watched our first podcast of the BB20 season, I could not stand the idea of this person. But I'm going to take Swaggy C.
Shut up.
Oh, you're killing me. That was my next pick. I thought I was safe.
I'm taking Swaggy C because he is a man after my own heart in this game. He's out to control the game from the jump. I feel like he is going to be really good at getting himself into hot water, and he's going to be surrounded by the people that can get him out of that hot water. So I feel like he is a threat to go really far in this game.
Okay. Next
Man,
person is
call.
Kelly. Look at that. You missed out.
All
That
right.
one card.
So sad. I am going to go with. I'm going to go with Rachel.
Damn you, Kelly.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I like Rachel yet. I think she's more fake than not. I think she's a more likable version of Rachel.
Rachel from BB12 and 13.
Way more Vegas than.
Oh man. Super is.
I just think that she is going to be smart enough to play the boys. So far, she's playing them like a fiddle. She's going to be smart enough to not go into mean. If she goes into mean girl mode, she's screwed. But if she can play nice, I think she will be okay, and I think she could go far. She'll probably be one of the last ones standing from this Cool Kids alliance that they've made.
I would believe that. Okay, next person is me. Sorry, Shaun, you're last again. I am going to choose Faysal. Because he seems to be pretty chill right now. I know that he's going to be like in a showmance pretty soon with Haleigh, but
Oh, that's right.
Life Fest.
yeah. Say that again. Seriously, but I do think that because him and Swaggy C seem to have that romance or like connection going on, alliance, and I think that Swaggy C is the bigger target between the two. So once they get out Swaggy C, then Faysal will be able to fall into the background. And yeah, and Shaun.
So, no surprise, I'm going to go with Sam unless if somebody chose Sam already.
No.
The reason I'm going with Sam is because I feel like she has a lot of good euphemisms that she's saying. Like
the nun in a cucumber field.
I had to look that up. That's very I'm sweating like a whore in church.
Yeah. I love that one.
I'm so excited to hear like some other euphemisms there because there's just a breadth I don't know. Yeah. So that's my pick for her, man.
Perfect.
I love it. Okay, our next person is Kelly.
Whew, okay. Shoot. I'm gonna go with Haleigh. Haleigh didn't get taken,
Haleigh
right?
has not been chosen yet.
All right. I think Haleigh still hasn't really defined herself, except that she's perceptive, I think.
And 21.
I think she's a bit of a long shot, but I think she has a shot of being the standout from that kind of group of girls that all kind of blend together. We'll see.
Okay. Our next person is Shaun. Not last this time.
Oh man, not last. Let's go with Angela.
Oh man, I hate you so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Angela. She's the bodybuilder. I feel like she's a good athletic competition. Haven't really seen too much social game besides the mistake that she did with all the girls, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so let's see how that goes.
Okay, next person is me. And I will choose. Let's go with JC. Why not?
Okay.
At the very least, he'll make it to jury.
Okay.
As you can tell, I don't have high hopes for him. So that leaves us Jacob.
Okay. You made my job a lot easier. I'm gonna take Kaycee.
Yeah.
I was torn between the two of them.
Kaycee is somebody who I think is going to fill a Gen City role the more that I look at her. But I feel like she's got more physical capability and a little bit more social clout than Gen City did, and I feel like she's got a stronger head on her shoulders. So I feel like she could be a sleeper to win this game.
Okay. I would like to point out our last 4 people are Winston, Steve, Angie, and Brett. It's kind of funny because like 2 of the strongest guys are our last picks, and that's all based on personality. Oh man, that's really depressing.
It's a social game.
Okay, here we go. First person is Jacob.
Okay. Repeat the 4 again for me.
Winston, Steve, Angie, and Brett. Angie Rockstar.
Give me
Sorry.
Rockstar. I
You
want
want Rockstar?
Dang it.
Give me the Rockstar. I believe in the Rockstar mom.
You can't handle the pagan witch.
Oh, I totally can handle the pagan witch.
All right.
The pagan witch is right up my alley. I love everything about this woman. I'm rooting for her so hard. She's crazy. I love her. She's my brand.
That's crazy.
She's my brand of crazy. She's right up there with what's her face, the aura reader. I love
Kaitlyn.
her.
Oh man.
Oh man. Okay, here we go. Oh, me. It's me. I will take my former future husband, Winston.
No longer your future husband.
Nope, no longer.
Okay.
Wow, that was a short-lived relationship.
It really was. He, I mean, who knows, guys?
You didn't get a hard-on when he talked about the Second Amendment? And he brought a dog. That's like...
That was the closest to the hard-on that I got. Was his dog.
I'm not anti-Second Amendment, so like, you know, I feel like, you know, he can love his guns and he loves his dog, which is more important to me. So
I don't really see the gun thing being a huge issue in the house, but I do see the bro thing being a huge issue in the house. If anything, between Winston and Brett, I feel like Brett will be the first to go. So that's why I'm choosing Winston over Brett.
So we have
we have Kelly and Shaun left. One is going to get Winston, or one's going to get Brett, and the other will get Steve. And I'm pretty sure we know which order it's going to be. Here we go. And it is Kelly. Oh, sorry, Shaun.
No!
All right, you guys. I'm going to shoot myself in the foot here.
no.
The original list, I had Brett last, and I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to take Steve.
Shut up. Really?
Oh my gosh.
Brett can eat a bag of dicks. He's the worst.
Literally. That is what I have written. Oh, God.
If Brett wins and you got him as the last pick, then I will take you to Texas Roadhouse and buy you a steak dinner.
Oh wow.
Like, that is what I have written for Brett down here. I think it says Brett
Douche the bag of dicks.
like literally fucking wrote that. He's my last pick too. Fuck you, Kelly.
Steve is clearly going home. I would rather have a team of 3 than have Brett on my team.
All that matters, guys, it's very clear. Just to make it clear, all that matters is having the winner on your team.
That's right.
Yeah. It does not matter if you have a bag of dicks on your team, because if that bag of dicks is the winner.
That's like having your Sunday ice cream and there's a bag of dicks on top of your ice cream. I don't think it's going to be good ice cream, guys. It's not going to be good.
Oh, man.
Scrape the dicks off. Put them to the side.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And I love dicks. And that's just a bunch of gonzo dicks.
Good draft, you guys. I think that we can end it on that note.
Yeah.
On a bag of gonzo
Yep, cool.
So, live feeds are on right now. Go watch them. Yeah, we're going to watch the crap out of them. We will be back on Sunday. I think we're going to do the East Coast time. So we'll be podcasting. I think the episode airs at 9 o'clock.
Oh, really?
So it's 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we should be podcasting around 7. So we'll see you guys then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be sure to include the list of our draft at the end of, or on the description, because I know that everyone cares about that.
And please, YouTube comments, roast us, tell us why our picks were terrible, tell us why our picks were great. Don't forget to, if you want to keep watching the podcast, hit that subscribe button and then ring the bell, because that's the only way you can know that we're live.
That's true.
If you
It's
just
true.
hit the subscribe button, you might get to see us live. But if you ring the bell, you will definitely know when we're live. So,
Is this a real bell? Like, do I have to go out and buy one? Is that a thing?
it'd be cool if you did both. Like, you know, ring the bell on YouTube, and then also go out and buy a real bell and ring that too.
Okay, guys, we
All
will
right,
see you
guys.
later.
See ya.
Bye.
All right. Bye.